Hey guys, Gigabit PC here. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's going on with all the graphics card pricings, RAM pricing, even starting to affect CPU pricing a little bit, and that is the crypto mining community. And I can't bash it because I'm jumping on the bandwagon per se. I just a couple of days ago ordered the stuff to build a 5 GPU Ethereum mining rig. And based on calculations, this is just with one GPU with a rough estimate. I ordered a 1250 watt power supply, and I should be getting 137.5 somewhere in that area mega hash. That's undervolting my cards a little bit and overclocking the memory as much as I possibly could without getting errors. And it's obviously it's going to vary based on card. I just tested this with one card because the first one came in today. Four more should be arriving over the course of this week, and the hopes with this is that it will be profitable enough to eventually fund this tech channel so I can start buying new mice and keyboards, new headsets, new microphones, new video cards, new computers altogether, and it'll help fund this channel so that way I can do all the things I want to do with this channel and not have to worry about spending money out of my own pocket. You get what I mean, that I earn from my job that I have. Now back to the graphics card pricing. In case you haven't noticed, RX 570s, 580s, pretty much completely out of stock. The cheapest I've seen them are going for about $400 to $500, maybe a little bit more even, on like Newegg and Amazon, if they have any of those in stock. GTX 1070s are starting to go out of stock. Actually, I think they are. 1080s are going out of stock because with some of the new mining algorithms, NVIDIA cards are now becoming viable cards, actually somewhat better than Radeon cards in the past, because NVIDIA cards are starting to produce higher hash rates with lower power consumption. So the only downside, the thing that's kept them from being viable miners thus far, was their price. But with the recent surge in prices on Ethereum here, it's roughly, what is it, $243 a coin. That made it to where Nvidia cards were now possible, now profitable even, to mine with. So if we go, let's just go to Newegg real quick and look at some graphics cards, components, video cards, gaming video cards. And this really sucks for the gaming community, because about a month ago I decided I was going to buy an RX 580 to put in my rig, my gaming PC, to upgrade from my old R9 270, and they were all out of stock except for these that are insanely overpriced. Let's see, where's it? I mean, that's about normal price for a 1080. Looks like it's actually in stock. It's kind of surprising because last I heard they were going out of stock real bad. That's a little bit overpriced. That is way overpriced. I mean, I wouldn't pay $750 for one graphics card. No way. Not even for crypto mining. So we'll go into and look at RX 580s, and I bet you this is out of stock if you click on it, because I've actually thought about doing this and building a Ryzen, just going ahead and starting a Ryzen build. I mean, that is in the future. I plan on doing a Ryzen build, but I wasn't quite ready for it yet. Anywho, back to the cards. $599 for an RX 580, that where the MSRP is around $250. That's pretty much over double the price. So it's a sad thing for your average gaming PC enthusiast, because all these cards are just so overpriced. They're out of stock. but there is a glimmer of hope, and think it is at the end of this month or end of next month. The Vega is supposed to release, and based on everything I've read, the architecture of the memory on the Vega is going to make it where it's not so profitable for mining. I've been hearing that go both ways. A lot of people are saying the lower end Vegas for the gaming community, the ones that are going to be $300 to $400, those are might be good for mining, might not be. Um, Still up in the air. I forgot. Um, I was looking this up last night. I don't even remember. Let's see if what we can find on that. Anywho, they are in consensus that the higher end Vega cards, the ones that are going to be priced around $1,000 or higher, are not going to be good for mining. Those should stay in stock because the price versus how much hash rate you would be getting is just not worth it. But at the same time, for gaming, are you really going to pay $1,000 for one game graphics card? I wouldn't. But there are some people out there that have big wallets, big budgets, and they can afford to do that. So, shoot, this wasn't the one I was on last night. But anyway, so it's still up in the air about Vega. My advice is if you are really, really wanting to build a new gaming PC, start saving up right now if you haven't already been. As soon as Vega launches, snap one up as soon as you can on launch day. Even if it's a reference card, just grab one. And worst case scenario, they don't work that well for mining. So then better ones come out later, and you grabbed a first gen that's not as good, but you'll have one, and you won't have to worry about it. Now, best case scenario is you snap up one of these Vega cards, and turns out they are good for mining, and miners, all these huge mining farms are buying them up left and right, and before you know it, Vegas are completely out of stock. Then hey, you could go on eBay and put your $400 Vega card up for sale for $800 to $1,000 probably, and make your money back. Maybe buy a GTX 1080 for the win, something like that, for cheaper. It just depends on what you want to do. Maybe buy two cards. Plan on selling one. If you have the budget for it, why not? But, so, basically, right now is kind of a horrible time. It's like the dark ages for gaming PC enthusiasts. I know I was looking for a 580 for so long. I was actually starting to consider just buying a 1060, and then the prices on the 1060 started going up because people are starting to use 1060s. They're starting to use 1070s, and I've heard people are even starting to build 1080 mining rigs. So if you want to build a gaming PC, the best thing you can do is wait, save up some money. I'm going to say as soon as Vega launches, buy a Vega right off the bat, because it's still up in the air. The other thing is RAM prices. They're starting to skyrocket, especially DDR4. The rig that I'm building right now, which I might show it to you in a later video. I have my one graphics card, AMD quad core CPU on there, and one 4 gig stick of DDR3, and I'm trying to make the power consumption as low as possible. I'm trying to make the overall cost as low as possible, because based on this profit of $366.94 a month, I would reach return on investment approximately 5.5 months. Then everything after that is pure profit on this. So my hopes, like I said, is that this will fund the channel. I'll be able to buy new things to review, to show you all how to do it. Coming up very soon, within the next week, I'm going to do tutorials on setting up a mining rig, on building a mining rig, which I've looked at all kinds of different setups that people have done where they build their own little rack and the graphics cards are literally laying right above. And I thought about building one of those, but I decided against it because it just seems like a lot more effort than is what's really necessary. So I actually came up with what I feel like is going to be an even better solution, and I can't wait to show you all. But all of that stuff is coming in later this week, early next week. So that video is gonna have to wait. I just wanted to kind of discuss some of these talking points because I know several other YouTube makers, content creators, the tech reviewers have all been talking about this. So I figured I'd throw in my 2 cents. And honestly, if you are on the fence about getting into mining, what are you waiting for? Just pull the trigger. I did. My wife is probably going to kill me when she finds out how much money I spent, but as long as I can show her tangible profits, she'll calm down and she'll see the light of this. So, and I've researched this. I started researching this back when Bitcoin had its big boom in the early 2013, 2014 era, or 2012, whenever it was. And I thought about getting into it then, but I just wasn't quite ready. Back then, I was still working in table games at a casino, so I didn't know as much about computers and everything as I do now. Now I work in IT. So this time around, whenever Ethereum jumped up in price and I noticed all the graphics cards being snapped up left and right, I got lucky and I got 5 cards off of eBay for around $350 each. They're RX 480s, which I was doing research and I figured out that they get similar hash rates to the 580s. If you do some overclocking, you can actually get better, or underclocking, or however you. Basically, you just overclock the memory, but underclock the processor a little bit and lower the power consumption. So, but that's all coming on a later video. I'll show you exactly what I've done to get it. But stock, my card was getting 24.5 mega hash a second, and overclocking the memory, I got it up to 27.5. So I was shooting for 28, but 27.5 is fine. Back to what are you waiting for? If you've thought about this, you have the technical know-how, you know how to build a computer, you know all the hardware requirements, and you have the available funds, you might as well get into it now, because speculation on the market right now, there are naysayers. People are saying that Ethereum's not going to hold at these prices. Some people are saying it's going to skyrocket up over $1,000 by the end of the year. I don't see that happen. I don't see that happening. But I don't see it dropping too much from where it currently is, because just less than a month ago it was up over $300 a coin. I think it even came close to $400 at one point. Wait, I can see for sure. Let's go to 1 month. $388 at one point. And then you look and it seems like it crashed, and people call this a crash, but it isn't. It is not a crash. If you understand stock market and everything else, you look before its sudden peak, it was hovering around $50 a coin. And then within a matter of a month or two, it was up almost $400. So what's going on now is actually what they call normalization. So after its peak, it came down quite a bit, and now it seems pretty level. It has its little ups and downs, its little peaks and troughs. And I think it's going to set like this for a while. It wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe mine Ethereum and just hold on to it for a little while, because with the Bitcoin split coming next month, people are speculating that that's going to drive the Ethereum price back up again, which what drove this in the first place was the announcement. From what I've heard, I'd have to research this better, but the uncertainty of the Bitcoin split caused this, and you know it's normalizing now, and then the split's coming August 1st, I believe. So The split with Bitcoin is going to determine what happens with Ethereum, probably. If everybody jumps on this new stuff with Bitcoin and it continues going like nothing ever happened, Ethereum will probably hold steady. It might drop a little bit, but it's not. I don't think it's going to crash. If nobody transfers over to the new Bitcoin stuff and they all keep doing the old Bitcoin stuff and Bitcoin abandons the change, same things, basically the same scenario as before. Ethereum is probably going to hold about the same, maybe drop a little bit, but not a lot. And Bitcoin is going to continue going on like it was before. The third scenario, which this would be the best case scenario for Ethereum, but worst case scenario for Bitcoin, is about half the people adapt the new Bitcoin software hard requirements, and about half the people stay on the old, and it causes Bitcoin to split in two. You're going to see Bitcoin prices dropping down significantly and Ethereum prices skyrocketing. And I kind of think that that's probably the most likely scenario, but I'm a little bit of a pessimist. I tend to prepare for the worst, which in this case, depending on what you are doing, like right now, my rig is mining on nice hash miner, which would be bad if the Bitcoin split. That would be bad for me right now because the nice hash automatically converts the Ethereum into Bitcoin for me, and then I can sell the Bitcoin. But I'm working on setting my miner up to where I can hold on to the Ethereum. I can mine Ethereum directly and not use the nice hash miner, and just hold on to it to see, which I plan on mining a few coins of Ethereum and holding those at least, and then using the rest on nice hash. That way, if the split does happen and Ethereum skyrockets up around $1,000 a share or $800 a coin, I'm just going to instantly dump my Ethereum. That'll pay off my rig, and then at that point, I'll reevaluate my mining. I might mine nothing but Ethereum. I might continue using NiceHash after that point. It just depends. If Ethereum jumps that high, you can bet it's going to have another normalization. It's going to come back down a little bit after that. The question is, how far is it going to come down? So you have to be ready to jump on that peak when it comes. If the other two scenarios happen, then everything's going to continue pretty much normal. Not much is going to change. So it's up to you to do your research on this. Like I said, I've researched this for a few weeks now. Basically, any free time I've had, I've been researching this, looking at it up and down, figuring out the best way to overclock video cards versus the easiest way, which I took a combination of the best and the easiest way. And I could probably squeeze 30 mega hash per second out of my cards. But from what I've been reading, anything over about 28 mega hash is actually starting to waste electricity. So I'm happy with the 27.5 right here that I'm getting. And like I said, I will do another video here in the next few days probably, showcasing the graphics card, how to overclock them, my setup for mining, and I plan on showing you how I'm building my rig, the frame and everything. And I mean, that's pretty much my 2 cents for the day. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click that like button and click the follow button. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down, whatever. But I hope you tune in for more videos. Thanks.